Okay, so I didn't suck, so I have a lower max HP. New character?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Alrighty, time to learn.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious.
Twice
The
in
flu
7
is
days.
wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Check the schedule below. I stream all the time.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
When we're all dead!
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
I don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins. Pessimism can be as lethal as the epidemic in times like these.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too
But you
tired
are bitter.
to give a pep talk like
Bitter
Nurse
bitch.
Flanagan.
How long have you been
Can I
a nurse?
try that again?
Well, long enough to see.
I don't like...
Oh no, it just gives me my choice. Okay, so I
How
was
is
only
the
allowed to
Pembroke
choose that one.
staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance.
Why is Milton so
Why
grumpy?
is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
We're learning more about old Milty.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him.
Wait,
Why does Milton dislike
be
doctors?
warned, Milton
I
is
don't
not.
know. Just ask him. But be warned. Milton is not the chatty
The
type.
chatty type. I was like, that is not what?
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Oh wait, did I get all of your options?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening.
Yes. Yes, okay, we're good.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins, goodbye. I said goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Oh, it's you. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Return to my flock. I love him. I love that accent.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I
Gonna
need
need
is
some of
rest,
that universal donor.
and then I could go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton?
He's
I
obviously
can't
a
help but
priest.
notice the cross around your neck.
I
Yeah,
manage a
Texas
night
Heat.
asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Aha, so it's not all
Are
the
you a
Jesus
priest,
cross.
Mr. Hampton?
Just his
A
Jesus
deacon,
cross.
maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Maybe it has to be blessed by a real priest, because he's not a priest.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Searching for life.
Why did he abduct you?
Oh, because he
William
was a
an
sinner.
alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Oh, she is a vampire. Oh, shit.
What is the general situation
cool.
in the East End, Docs?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very
Wet
nervous
Boot
since
Boys.
they lost their leader.
Wait, boy.
Has the
Boot
gang been
boys.
threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance
Clay
of her
Cox
minion,
is
Doof
here.
Digby.
I just saved him. He's a gang leader?
Do you know Tom Watts?
Oh, I'm gonna eat that
The
motherfucker.
bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom, yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could
Why
it be
wouldn't they
otherwise?
be?
The authorities
Damn right.
have left us all to rot in
The
this
authorities are
contagious
left us all
nightmare.
to rot.
No drugs, no advice,
Sinners!
nothing. It's a damn shame.
Heresy? There's a lot of dialogue
Goodbye,
in this
Mr.
game,
Hampton.
but it's
On every street corner.
it's good.
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here.
So
War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
oh,
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really
Exactly.
don't want to
Boondock
talk
Saints.
about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Hawcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty.
good.
A
Suck.
normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
She's
You
a.
do
I
realize
think she's a
she's
vampire.
mentally disturbed.
I think she might actually be a
It's
vampire.
called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss.
Can I ask you precisely why you're...
It's the pain, sir.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Ugh, his nerve damage must be
Who is
really
treating you?
extensive.
Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak.
Jesus.
But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Oof.
How is your
Sorry,
stay with
skipped
us,
some of
Mr.
this.
Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir.
Alright, yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Goodbye
Next
for now, Mr.
person.
Elwood.
So many people.
Damn.
Enter the backyard garden. Oh, I will.
Here again.
Ooh. Garlic and wooden stakes. Dear brothers, I must now draw your attention to a very important point. The use of garlic as a protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear. The subject on garlic will never protect... Be clear on the subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures. No matter how fresh, how strong, and how smelly. Garlic is totally useless as a defense. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, population of Slavic countries place garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course, inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There would be so much to write about this place, and someday soon. I hope to go back to the island to further exploit its occult tradition, but that is not to protect the living from the devil. It is to sell the dead. They are aware of their malevolence. It is a symbol, nothing more, nothing less. So, please, by all means, yes, wear garlic, show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that you are not afraid. But if you are looking for supernatural protection, you will have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult tradition. For here is the truth, my fellow brothers, garlic does not repel the vampire, but all the fresh plants will hurt them. It is as if their body could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I have seen an enraged vulp flee when whacked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent Ekin fall down and beg for mercy when struck by a wooden stake. I don't know why it's so effective. I would give my left arm to find the answer to that mystery, but the truth remains nevertheless. Vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs and plants and woods from facing shadows. So what? Someone can smack me in the face with a rose and I'll be a wuss? That's how this is gonna go? How come I can wield a stake? We need nurses. Yep. Another doctor to talk to.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Dabblers. What is this
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reid. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Jealousy will not do you any good. There's no need for such animosity.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be
He's
sure
jelly.
that you will be of help to this hospital.
What a jelly
instead
boy.
of a burden.
Jelly thick boy.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
He's a conservative fellow. I have proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I have saved many lives. Knowledge is our main weapon. No need to justify to you. I have saved many lives.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
Fuck
I
you.
refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. Thank you for your time.
Alright, I'm gonna give that guy the suck. I'm gonna... Oh my god, 3 people? 5 people? I don't want to talk to anyone anymore. I want to kill things.
I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
It is a Mass Effect game, I guess. Or at least it feels like one.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
I've heard much of your talents as sucker. Good sucker.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the
These
patients
people need
here
some
are of
Sigmar.
a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Pippa! Ah, Pippa! I share your stupor.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Damn. Oh, Pippa. I'm not sure I like Pippa as much.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
What about you?
Good evening.
Nerdler.
I'm Dr. Reid. Can I
Welcome,
help at all?
Nerdler.
No,
Really?
You look more like Harry
Why
Potter
are
than that
you here,
nurse
then?
lady.
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
I'm gonna ask you an ass ton of questions.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Yeah, that's very, very understandable. Fucking shitty doctor. I don't want to talk. Tell me about your life.
How
No.
painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful, I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
I want to talk about this.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell.
Aw, she's a good mama.
Is your mother bothering you?
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured, you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reid. It's my mother.
I'll let you get some rest then.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
This lady. Oh, hold on, I got like a million fucking nurses
can I
to
do
talk
for you,
to.
Doctor?
Oh no, I talked to you already. That's good.
Thank you, nurse.
It's one less. One less. Is that asshole? Or is this another doctor?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of... I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr.
Propane
Reid.
and propane accessories.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Oh, I found myself a real fanboy.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to
Strickland
learn.
propane and
I'll be glad to help you.
protein.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Are you doing
I
creepy
based
shit?
my technique on my mentor's research.
Are you creeping?
He
are you
helped
doing
me
creepy
perfect
shit?
my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
He's tying up people in the basement and doing weird shit.
What can you tell me about Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test. A test
He
of
looks sketchy.
endurance
This
and
man
dedication for us men of
has
science.
a whole
Questions remain
basement
about
of
our
fetuses.
capacity to resolve
Like,
the situation.
no doubt.
True.
We're gonna
Last
call him
summer,
Fetus
during the
Basement
first
Man.
wave of the
That's
epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Why don't you,
What do you think of Dr. Aykroyd's aversion
tell me about
to
Dr.
modern
Dan
medical
Aykroyd?
methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Aykroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Oh, shit.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Aww.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and
Maybe
flesh.
he's not Mr. Fetus Basement. Dr. Fetus Basement.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Yeah. When it's that blue text, it means that I've got a hint and I know something, and apparently I can compel them to talk about it. I guess. It's kind of not explained well. Unfinished letter. Oh, baby. My dear children. Sorry I did not write to you before, but it hurts like hell just to write a few words on this bloody paper. Don't worry. Daddy will go out of the hospital as soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something, go see Mr. Chadwick at the construction site and tell him that you are Harvey Fiddick's children. Remember Robert Chadwick, the big guy with the mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him and ask for a few bob. He won't refuse to spare you a few. I'm sorry I can't work anymore right now, but we'll figure out something as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong again. As soon as doctors have fixed my arm. Aww. Sad.
Reads me like a book.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Oh, I've got a lot of hints on this guy.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
God,
Are you sure
look
you don't want to
dashing
operate
as
yourself,
fuck.
Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd.
Surgeon,
They both want the best
surgeon,
for me,
Dr.
but there's a lot of
surgeon,
pride there.
Dr. Surgeon,
Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
Vampyr
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work.
You need to
and to my
start a
family.
fucking
I
Scotch
was more curious
company.
about what you were
mean
doing before
Glenn
being
Fiddick.
hospitalized.
I'm
Do
a
it
carpenter,
today.
and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reid.
You seem worried about the safety
You
of your
seem
family,
worried about.
and it's obviously the
Fucking
reason
echo.
why your wound troubles you so
Would
much.
scare the
I
shit
cannot
out of a
give up on my
patient.
children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915.
Tell me more about
I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea.
She was evaporated.
I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Ellen didn't bring them with her that night.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do
So
you feel
shocking
so
every
guilty about
time.
it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
I have all the hints, so he's max 1000 XP. And I could mesmerize him. Guys, should we eat the dad? Eat the dad? That would be terrible. I don't want to eat the dad.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick.
I don't want to eat the dad.
Unless you try to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
All
I'll
right,
see you
Mr.
later.
Fiddick. Glenn
Calm the
Fiddick.
children, Ellen.
My name's Harvey. It's Glenn! I mean, it's Glenn! Fucking mesmerized bullshit. Hospital full. Go away. Ah, my favorite. The old good. Eat the dad. Thanks, Steve Rogers. You're a real Captain America. Do it, you know you want to. Gorge on his warm blood. No, you monster. He murder Cox instead. Wow, I struck some sort of soft spot with that suggestion. Everyone's real upset at me. How I? Oh yes, this is fetus basement, and wow, we've almost finished talking to everyone on this fucking floor. I think. I hope. There's a lot of people on this fucking floor. Another exit. Ooh, more loot. Loot is good. Alright, we made it to the second floor. There's a third floor. I know I shouldn't be skipping, but alright. I was intrigued by the third floor. Alright, this should be my office. That's not my office.
It's locked.
That's Swansea's office. Not now! I'm masturbating furiously. I'm a doctor, not a man who isn't a doctor. Is this my office? My office is fucking terrifying. That better not be my office. That's fine. Tippett, Strickland, or Aykroyd. I get my own. Oh, bitches. New man, and I got the corner office all to myself. You know what? If I was Aykroyd, I'd be pissed too. Motherfucker got the corner office all alone. New guy just got hired. I will definitely be going back to talk to Crazy Lady. But I just picked up a piece of something. Who is it? Oh. Oh, there's my side quest. Okay. Alright, no, I would like... I just picked up something. Where is my... Oh, here they are. What did I pick up? Torn page of a diary. Oh, it's medical file. Thomas Elwood, Dr. Tippett's. Patient's face has been severely burned, disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the strongest use of sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds as if the flames are still burning under his skin. He says examinations of the Psychiatrist. I don't know that word. Examinations of the something tissues show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a case of persistent nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could it be a guilt of the survivor? Phantom pain manifesting as a punishment for not dying with his comrades? Okay. I used a hacksaw. Oh, that's my new melee. That's my new melee weapon, guys. Damn it! I'm a doctor and a murderer. Oh, it's just like empirically worse. Oh no, the machete's worse. Right. Yeah, we're gonna equip that. That's awesome. Give me the fucking give me the fucking hacksaw. That's so cool. All right. Alright, I can talk to Pippa again. I can talk to... Oh, I want to go in the backyard, too. Let's check out the backyard. Obviously, when I go to my office, something important is going to happen. I don't want to do that. I want to... How do I get to the garden? This is the way to the garden? Back garden. Ugh, is there no zoom? Oh, zoom. Okay. This looks like a garden, kind of. Yeah, this is the back. This is yeah, close to a garden. Public notice: influenza. Cover coughs and sneezes. Walk to work. Do not spit. Drink from your own cup. Avoid crowds. Go to a doctor if you're sick. Oh wait, what else? To make a mask, take ordinary piece of cheesecloth, 8x16 fold, 10-inch square. Apply over mouth. Yeah, mouth. Got it. Oh no! Wait! It's got like this like image thing. Oh, I like it. Cool. I didn't even look at the left. Okay. Gonna get that good suck. Yeah.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate.
Oh yes, we should
find somebody.
Let's go to the garden.
I cannot enter.
I'm ready to go to the garden. Yeah. I want to check out my new sweet fucking doctor hacksaw. Sup, bitch? It's me, Doctor. I'm gonna eat you. Oh, I'm gonna suck you so good. Oh, I'm gonna suck you so good. You ain't never been sucked this good. Oh no! Stop! 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 Give me that. I'm gonna suck that back. Oh, it's harder to stun them in subsequent attempts. I see. That's interesting. Anyway. You dead now. You did. Ah, so good. Wait, what did it say about simpletons? Is that what it said? What? What did I just miss? Okay. The combat's actually really fun. It's kind of easy, but it's fun. Is there a game difficulty? Yeah, I don't remember setting a difficulty. I don't know if there is a difficulty. Can't make it harder. That's fine. Doesn't have to be hard. Suck, 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 suck. Suck. Oh, I used the wrong thing. Boom! You dead. Baby. God, I keep pressing A to dodge, and it's the worst. Oh shit. Alright, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for this. I need that. Ah, my tits! Okay. And nope. Suck. Now I can heal. Whoa, he's got like a screamy ability. What? Fuck you. I was gonna eat that. Whatever. Give me that fucking lead plate. I'm looking for the kind weapons salesman's wallet.